ず転ばしごまみそずい茶壺に追われてどっぴんしゃん抜けたらどんどこしょたわらのネズミがこめくってチューチューチューチュー夫さんが呼んでもおっかさんが呼んでも行きっこなしよ裏のおいどでお茶碗書いたのだれ
Japanese transitions seen through songs for unaccompanied voice with Yoko Ono. And today, Yoko, you're going to cover the Showa period.
Showa period, yes. Showa period starts 1925 and it's still continuing. This year is Showa, naturally 40, I think. The emperor we have now is not called Showa emperor. Usually they will be called by the period of their reign after they die. In other words, a Meiji period is Meiji emperor became Meiji emperor after the Meiji era was over, you see. So now we're calling Showa period, this period. Well, since this is the last of the series, first I'd like to say that the songs that I'm selecting in these 4 series that we went through are just very, very small part of Japanese songs.
For unaccompanied voice.
For unaccompanied voice. And so that this is just an opening to a huge mine of beautiful, beautiful songs. So that I wish people will pick it up from here and make their own studies on Japanese songs. They might find it very interesting.
Yes.
The Taisho period ended with the tone of the crazy 1920s. Around the time of war between China and Japan, they started to sing many songs that is concerned with with Manchuria and Shanghai and China, you see. And all, of course, has nothing to do with criticism against them or anything. It's purely curiosity towards their culture. So they're frighteningly naive, you know. This is called Manchurian Girl, Manchu Musume. And this is about a 16 years old Manchurian girl. She's saying, I'm a Manchurian girl of 16 years old, and when in spring the snow melts, I'm going to go to the next village to get married to Wan-san, Mr. Wan. So please, Mr. Wan, wait for me. So the meaning of the words and the lyrics are very naive. 私16万種娘春よ3月雪解けに迎えの花が咲いたならお嫁に行きます隣村ワンさん待っててちょうだいねドラや太鼓に送られながら花のマチョに揺られてく恥ずかしいやら嬉しいやらお嫁に行く日の夢ばかりワ
did the melody come from?
Yes, that's very interesting question. You see, it has a slight Chinese quality to it, you see. But of course, Japanese felt that that should be added, you see.
What was fashionable to add a Chinese? Or because why? Because of the war? Or
No, because it's about
the Manchurian.
Manchurian,
Yes.
so that they felt. You see, it's almost like American. Whenever they think that they should,
The subject matter.
The subject matter, yes.
I see.
So,
But it is a new melody, or just a variation of an old folk song, or
variation of old folk song, I think, yes. All right, and then I'll go to during the war. I'll first show you a song that seems to have nothing to do with war. It's about tonarigumi. Tonarigumi means community, and each town was divided into very many small communities, just to tighten up the relationship between the homes, you see, so that they can cope with a situation of air raid and things like that. And so this means the tonarigumi, which is a community, will keep each other happy and help each other when it's necessary. トントントンからりと隣組腰を開ければ顔なじみましてちょうだい回覧板知らせられたり知らせたりトントントンからりと隣組あれこれ面倒味噌醤油ご飯の炊き方垣根越し教えられたり教えたり
Sounds rather gay.
Yes, it doesn't sound like a wartime song.
No.
Then another song. Because it's a wartime thing, I thought maybe I should include one war song. Wakawashi no Uta. This is about the Yokaren, and these are the people who were sent to the kamikaze, you know, the kamikazes and so on. So that it's actually very sad. They were about 18 or 17 or 18 at that time, you know, and they all died going on the plane.
Suicide.
Yes, suicide planes. But it doesn't explain about that. It's just explaining about very courageous young airmen, you see. 若い血潮のよかれんの七つボタンは桜に光り今日も飛ぶ飛ぶ霞が裏にゃでっかい希望の雲が湧く燃える元気なよかれんの腕は黒金心は火玉さーっと巣立てば荒波越えて行くぞ敵陣殴り込みThen we go to the to after the war. Is that right?
Yes, seems better.
Yes. All right, and then this is something very strange that after the war, these days, this is the most recent songs that I'm going to sing.
I see.
But there again is a trend of becoming frightfully naive in their songs, and so I just noticed it. You know.
In what way?
They're almost like children's songs, except that these are not meant for children. They're sung for they're sung by adults. You see, because of our time, you know, that is pressed, that instead of going to after the war, right after the war, when the American influence was very prominent, I'm going to the most contemporary this day, the songs that are very popular just now. And that's slightly different again from right after the war. It's already, how many years is it after the war, you see?
Well, it's 10 years now.
Over 10 years,
Over
you
10
see.
years.
So that already there's a big change. So that it's very, very different, from right after the war and now.
I think you say it's very different, but how do you mean it's different?
Oh, yes.
I mean, it might be interesting.
Right after the war, it was the American influence was prominent, and at the same time, the Japanese sad song type, the minor key Japanese songs, the slow type Japanese songs, was very popular. Because we lost the war, and in these songs, they were like songs of the veterans who lost the war, kind of thing.
Nostalgic.
Yes, nostalgic. But and then there was one song that I must sing. This song was right after the war. I just want to include this song because. This was a very light rhythmic song that came out right after the war, and it has a lot to do with people's feelings of constructing a new city, because the whole city was bombed, and Tokyo was like a huge field. I remember it when I was very young, and people sang this song and started to build a new city. 赤いリンゴに唇寄せて黙って見ている青い空。リンゴは何にも言わないけれど、リンゴの気持ちはよくわかる。リンゴかわいいや、かわいいやリンゴ。And I don't want to go into the explanation of the lyrics so much because we don't have much time, but it just means the blue sky is just watching very tenderly over the red apple that is smiling, so on, and has a feeling of everything is going to be all right.
What sort of occasion would this particular song you just sang be sung?
Well, I think there's very many occasions for young people to meet and have a kind of not exactly party, but they will meet and they might climb mountains. And mountain climbing these days is very, very popular in Japan. They all climb hiking, yes, and things like that.
I see.
Or these days, of course, there might be some jukeboxes in Japan, but in Japan, jukebox is not exactly something that's very, very popular, you see. And in coffee houses, they would have records, you see, but not jukeboxes so much. The jukebox kind of record. I mean, it's the old type of,
The old time.
Yes.
Older kind of phonograph.
And so on. And but there's some coffee. There are many different kinds of coffee houses, and the French coffee house we call just the kind that you go in and you listen to some records, you see. And that's another thing that might be interesting, that in Japan there are many coffee houses, and students just go in them and just order one coffee and talk hours and hours, discuss things and so on.
And in Europe, more European perhaps than
yes,
American.
It's an European
that
influence,
that
I'm sure.
As you describe it.
Maybe there's two coffee houses, or at least one coffee house in a block. I mean, I'm not exaggerating, in that way. And the coffee house will usually have their own character, such as classic music, or jazz, or folk singing, so on. But most of the people among the young generation, they prefer coffee to tea, you see. And in coffee houses, they don't even serve Japanese tea. They only serve coffee and English tea. So
yes,
that's how it is.
because of the traditional Japanese restaurants here, I suppose Americans have gotten the idea that tea is always served as just an image of a certain kind.
Well, in Japan, tea is always served, but only in Japanese restaurants, not in coffee houses.
I see.
Only in Japanese places.
I see.
But that isn't quite true to say that the old culture is going, period. Because I know that many people are making a great effort to maintain the Japanese culture, and at the same time, there's a revival boom. I understand, in Japan, many girls who never wore kimono, maybe 10 years ago, would never dream of wearing kimono because they're so used to Western clothes. These days, started to have maybe one kimono in her wardrobe, so that she can wear it for a special occasion.
I see.
And so on. But many girls cannot even tie their own sash. They will have to ask their mothers to do that. Or sometimes, because of, for those young girls, they started to make a sash that is already folded in such a way so that all you have to do is just
hook it,
and so on. There's a great fad in Japan among the young people to go mountain climbing, that is, go hiking.
Yes.
And this is becoming a serious social problem even, because many people go there and die, and mothers.
Mean on purpose?
No.
What do you mean?
This is not. This is not one of those suicide problems that. That's again another problem. But the suicide problem always existed, whereas this is a new trend of going to the mountain and climbing dangerously. Dangerous mountain climbing that is only for professional hikers, you see.
Yes.
And they have this feeling of conquering something or achieving something. I think it's a challenge for young people. And also, many social workers and social critics criticized this problem, and they feel that it's not only the challenge of the mountain, but many young people who have no religion, they almost consider this as a religious ritual thing, to go mountain climbing, or the busy, dirty and noisy city life. They want to escape from it and try to find something spiritual. You see, and of course, the best and the easiest way in old days to find something spiritual was in culture, in our own culture, and in our art. You see, but now that they don't have much faith in them, in their own culture, they're trying to get something out of the mountains.
Yes, I see.
So I like to sing this
Good,
song.
I'd like to hear it.
This is about saying, girls, listen, don't you ever fall in love with a mountain climber, because if they die, then you're going to be a young widow. Girls, listen now, don't you ever fall in love with a mountain climber. If you fall in love with them, don't you ever let your son go in the mountain, and so on. You see. 娘さんよく聞けよ、山男に惚れるなよ。山で吹かれりゃよ、若苔さんだよ。娘さんよく聞けよ、山男に惚れたらよ。息子たちだけはよ、山にやるなよ。
Doesn't have a mournful quality at all.
No.
Are there any more quarter tones or in between microtones in the Japanese music?
I think it's becoming more and more Western. But another thing that is very interesting is that in very contemporary classic music, Japanese classic music, Oh, I'm sorry. When I say Japanese classic music, that's very misleading. What I mean is
Western classic music.
Western
by-
classic music. No, contemporary Western classic music by Japanese composers. But in that, the Japanese composers are consciously trying to maintain the Japanese, or to bring in the Japanese classic tonalities and rhythms, you see.
So some of them are being preserved that way then.
They might be
Might
preserved
be
that
so.
way.
Yes, but not so much in the songs.
But I
unaccompanied
wouldn't say
songs.
that all of them are successful.
No.
It's very difficult there. And I think that might be possible. And also, because of the medium such as radio and television and so on, this world is becoming smaller and smaller. And you can't really criticize that Japanese are not being very unique from Americans and so on, because young people are young people. And
They hear music from all over the world.
yes.
How about
And,
being influenced by, say, the Balinese or the Indians or other parts of the Orient? I suppose, of course, the Industrial Revolution has come into Japan, which is, although it did start many years ago, but still in full force now, so that this naturally makes for more Western influence.
Yes, and also not only that, but I think the Japanese music was greatly influenced, not only influenced, but most of them derived from these various cultures that you mentioned, you know, because Japan is an island, and just as America is a collective races of all different countries, you know, Europeans and the Orients and everything, and Japan was an island that many different people came from different countries, you see, and so that it was a mixed culture. And then they started to have something unique. Now America is starting to have a very unique culture of her own in the art field, pop art and so on. You know, they're doing something very unique. And but before that, they were just collective peoples from different countries, you see. And so Japan had been influenced by these different cultures long time ago, and then she refined her own culture into something that was very unique and above these cultures, you see. I mean, I wouldn't say above these cultures, above what the derivation, so to speak.
I see. Well, I think maybe we should try and wind it up. We have not talked much about the actual music, and the actual melody, the actual formation of melody, and the kind of tones and qualities and pitches used. We just haven't done that. But still, I think you've given a wonderful idea of the feeling of the music, and through that the atmosphere of some of the life of Japanese people.
So the reason why I approached the problem from that point of view was because the intellectual analysis of the composition and so forth, you can go to the library and check on it. So
yes, and or you can even listen carefully and do it yourself too.
Yes, but,
from these broadcasts, right?
Yes, well.
If one really wants, if that's what one wants, yes.
But what I thought was that I really wanted to say were things that are actually very little known in America, the side of cultural change in Japan. And in this series, I'm sure that people have noticed that Japan was industrialized and westernized long before it has been Americanized. You see?
Yes, and that the Western influence came much further back than the Second World War.
Right, and so on, and which is a very interesting part of it, you see.
Yes.
Because we can't deny this weird culture, which is a combination of Western and Eastern culture. And Japanese tend to emphasize the very Oriental part of their culture,
or the
to
Western.
show it to the Western people. You see, so whenever say we have an American guest at home or something, this is a very natural thing. Mother would say, "Oh, why don't you wear a kimono? That'll be nice, so that they can,
see the old Japan,
see the old
see
Japan,
the
and so on."
Traditions.
But I think it's nice to show the thing as it is, and that's why I consciously emphasize the westernized part of it. But I hope that didn't bother many Japanese who probably listen to this program.
No, I think you have. I think it's been very interesting.
Nen nen okorori yo, nen ne shina, boya wa yoi ko da, nen ne shina. Sato no miyage nya nani moratta, den den taiko ni shou no fue.
You've been listening to Yoko Ono, showing Japanese transitions as seen through songs for unaccompanied voice. This is Anne McMillan.